Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Hey, Vanna. Hey, Nene. Yes, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. So, this is my review on the Never Ever Mets, Season 1, Episode 6, Pushing Beds and Boundaries. I don't think I've been grading this season and episode so far. If I had to grade this episode, I would give it a B minus. Um, if I based it on people not knowing how to mind their damn business and focus on themselves, that's definitely an A plus consistently. Is everybody always focused on everyone else's stuff? Or they're very selfish and they don't care about their partner, but we'll get into that in a minute. So, with that being said, yeah, solid B. I agree. Vanna, do you watch the show? Let me know if you watch the show. So we start off where we left off last episode. Okay. We have good old, I'm going to call him now Mood Polish and Diamond and her sister. I believe her name is Irene. Still trying to calm down for their little WWE action that was about to go down in that living room. Okay. And so the sister actually makes a very, very good point. And she says, look, at the end of the day, if that was a real man, he is not about to sit up there and argue with the woman. I agree. And she said, if he's willing to buck up to me and I fight ninjas for fun, what do you think he would do to you if he gets mad at you? I agree. But I felt in my soul when she said that she fight ninjas for fun. I believe her. Okay? I believe her. I think she wrestle and fight for fun. So much so, baby. This scene, honey, she was getting the water ready. Baby, she looked like she was about to go into a boxing match, put that water, about to spit it out in the bucket and say, fuck it. Down goes Frazier, stick and move, stick and move. That to me was that stance that she was giving. She was like, oh no, you want to go round for round, pound for pound? I'm ready. I'm ready. Today I got time, cuz I'm ready. She was looking like you just even come close. And I got something for you. I got something for you, baby. I felt like I was about to watch the Ali Frazier fight. I look like I was about to watch the Tyson Holyfield bite, and the fight, and she do look like she bite too, like Tyson. I'm just saying. I was just like, I kind of want to see this go down because I have a strange feeling Irene would win. Okay, Irene would definitely win because he ain't about to mess up his polish, his manicure, his black polish with the green, neon green accent finger. Okay? I'm going to start calling you mood polish and spirit fingers. That's what I'm going to start calling you, sir. Okay, I need a show of hands literally in the chat or even in the comment section. My heterosexual males, my gay males, what do y'all think about these so-called heterosexual males rocking polish like this? Is this normal behavior now? Help me understand. Y'all told me about this polish. I didn't notice it until this episode. And I said, oh my gosh. He has black polish with a green accent nail on his ring finger at that. Now look, y'all. I've seen guys in like the rock band type of groups wear black polish, but I ain't seen nothing like this. I just haven't. Okay, so y'all help me out and let me know. Now, at the end of the day, though, Irene was right. See, look, yes, mood polish. Yes, she looked like she liked to, she liked to do it for fun. She do it for fun. That's what she liked to do. She literally said that. She said, I do it for fun and games. Okay. Now, I don't condone violence. This is just a review. Okay. For all these people who ain't say, why you say you don't condone violence, but then talk about wanting to see violence? Shut up. Anyways, moving on. So, with that being said, Diamond speaks to Aaron when he's outside talking to his friend. And Diamond is like, why did you go there? And so he's like, she spoke about my children, and I'm going to tell you about yourself when you speak about my children. Well, based on what we saw, he was already popping off at the neck before she even mentioned the children. Because she said children. She didn't say kids or children. She said children, okay? So he was already popping off. So that wasn't the reason why you popped off. You popped off because you felt a little fancy and a little sassy and you wanted to pop off. Okay, so while he's talking, now mind you, hey Shamika, are you new? Hello. Now, while he's talking, he talks a lot with his hands. So do I. Okay. But again, I'm a woman. But he talks a lot with his hand. He does a lot of pointing. He does a lot of spirit fingers. A little too much for my liking. But hey, it is what it is. So at that point, she's like, well, you were so quick to call her a bee. You were so quick to, do that. What makes me think that you wouldn't pop off like that to me? And he was like, I would never come at you like that, Diamond. Y'all believe that? Do y'all believe that? Hey, May, do y'all believe that he wouldn't pop off at Diamond the way that he popped off at his sister? I think the sister has a point. Hey, Southern Belle, the sister has a point, in my opinion. So then he tries to say that the sister shook his friend's hand, but then gave him an evil stare. And if looks could make someone unalive, he would be unalive. Well, that's interesting because a woman, as a man, a woman shouldn't trigger you to respond in that way because of how she looked at you. No, you was ready to argue with the woman, point blank, period. It is what it is. You was ready to argue with her. So you can miss me with that nonsense. And at that point, while Diamond is talking to him, the sister's like, I'm out. Screw this. Get the step in. I'm out. F him. Diamond chases off and tries to stop her sister, and she is done. Y'all see the rage in her eyes. She was done. So at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, Diamond, you got a big decision to make on this, honey, because I'm with the sister. The way that he was willing to pop off like that, why wouldn't he do that to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't he? What would make him stop with you, but only do that to your sister? Especially if he said you say something that he doesn't like. So it doesn't make any sense. And she looks defeated. She looks like she has a lot to think about after what happened. And I hope she's thinking correctly and thinking in her right mind and not being so willing to deal with this man because he cried when he first saw her, because she loved to say that he cried when he first saw me. Child, please. Like, at the end of the day, this man has already disrespected you. The sister made valid points, as animated as she was and as disrespectful as she was able to get. But here's the thing. I feel like, you know how they say that someone's bark is bigger than they bite? Baby, I think Irene got a vicious bite. I'm saying she looked like the type who really don't play. I'm sorry, she just does. But she made valid points. He completely disrespected her and disregarded her feelings and everything else with what he did with that Facebook engagement stuff. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. So, you know, he tries to come to her and talks to her and tries to say that, you know, it's to me manipulation, in my opinion. It's straight manipulation. He's coming to her saying that, you know, I can see it in your face, and how, you know, he apologizes. I ain't trying to hear that personally. I mean, she was so distraught by the situation, she began to cry. She was just like completely overwhelmed by it all. And I think it's because she just would have never thought. I think she's used to her sister being like that, especially when it comes to protecting Diamond. I think she's seen her sister like that. She's never seen Spirit Fingers mood polish like that. So again, because the man that I grew up around, now there's a difference between a man, a male, and other things. But true men, they not about to go back and forth with no woman. They gonna walk away and they gonna keep it moving. I mean, that's just what it is. So choose wisely, Diamond. Okay, choose wisely. All right. So moving on. Before I get to this part, so let Chris tell it. Him and Sandia are in a better place because their freaky tales tension is at an all-time high. Okay, not their connection on an emotional level, but more on a freaky tales level, because that's what he was talking about. So at that point, you know, of course, he wants private time with her. So they're outside, and Greg speaks to Chris about talking to Millie. And mind you, Chris is wearing Sandia's little coat outside. And mind you, that coat fits pretty well on him. It's not smug. It's not like he literally is not like a fat guy in a little coat. It looks like true to size. So that should just tell you right there how small Chris is. When you can wear your woman's little jacket outside and it looks like it could be yours. Yeah, just saying. So he's like, yeah, I'll talk to her. No problem. I'll talk to her. And so Chris starts off by saying, do you feel what happened was necessary? Millie says, yep, sure do. And he's like, well, you called me a bitch. And she's like, yeah, I sure the damn did. I sure the damn did, you bitch. And I was like, oh, this is going to be quite interesting. Now, what is her explanation? This is what she said, and this is what I heard, and you guys let me know if you heard the same thing. She said that when Chris went around the table and said, I have never said anything bad about Jody. Have you, Josh, heard me say anything bad about Jody? Have you, Greg, heard me say anything bad about Jody? She's pretty much saying when he got to Millie, okay, he completely disregarded Millie and acted like he didn't want her to talk. Like he wasn't waiting for a response from her. He only really wanted a response from the men. Now, here's the thing about this situation. I can see Chris doing that. He has proven time and time again he doesn't respect a woman's mind, what she thinks, her emotions, how she feels. He has definitely proven that. The problem is that Millie, because of her own trauma, she has literally taken it to another level, because in my personal opinion, there is something that she sees in Chris that triggers her past. But neither one of them are innocent in the situation, and here's why. Yes, Millie was out of pocket, but I don't believe, in my opinion, that just because you're loud doesn't mean that you're the only wrong one in the situation. Chris doesn't get loud, but from his body language to how he'll look at you, to how he'll roll his eyes, to how he'll disregard what you're saying, even interrupt what you're saying, that is still a form of disrespect. And I think a lot of people assume because someone is getting loud, they're the disrespectful ones, when there are people who literally can be straight up blatantly disrespectful and disregard what you're saying and be in a very calm tone. They can. You know what I mean? And I think in this situation, that's what she got from it. And as we learn later on in the episode, because of her traumas, she literally, she does not give any leeway for disrespect, or she feels like she's disrespected. Okay. Now, I could see Chris doing what she said he did. But at the same time, I also feel like she needs to work on her trauma and, control her emotions as well, because Chris is not even worth getting upset with like that. He's just not. He's not. That was definitely deeper on how she responded to him. But is Chris innocent? No. We've seen how he gets down on this show. In my opinion, he doesn't respect women. He respects women for what he can get from them. Food, freaky tales, babies, stay in your place, and I'll be the man. That's the way he comes off. And I think that's what set her off when it came to Chris. But in the same time, Millie straight up also threw shade at Sandia, because when Chris gets up after she calls him a bitch for the second or third time, she says, "You can't handle a woman like me. Keep dealing with weak bitches." Yeah, keep dealing with weak bitches. And then Chris, he goes to Greg and says, "I was talking to her in a normal manner." Chris, you can talk again in a normal tone, but your body language and your lack of interest of hearing what a woman has to say in a woman's perspective is really the issue. Has nothing to do with your tone. You feel like you don't feel a woman has value when she's speaking her mind. We see that with how you treat Sandia. So at that point, he's like, talking to Greg, and Millie comes in ready to go. And she's like, "You're short. You got a small peen. Eeny weeny, teeny weeny, shrivel little short man." She goes in on him. And I'm like, oh gosh. Oh, okay. I'm like, "Millie, you going there, huh? All right, you going there." And clearly that set Chris off, because after that, he ends up showing how he can go low too. But he starts off by saying, "Show me your bank account." What does that have to do with your size? So I'm starting to think that maybe what Millie said has some truth to it. I don't know. Because the last time I checked, when you trying to say, "Show me your bank account," you're trying to make it seem like you're better than someone in the situation. I'm like, does that mean that because you have a certain amount of money in the bank, there's a certain level of respect you should have? Or what are you trying to imply? Even Josh said, "What the hell does what's in your bank account have to do with any of this?" Even Greg kind of looked at him like, huh? Like, what the heck are y'all talking about? You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about? So at the end of the day, while Chris isn't that likable in the case of Millie, Millie was wrong. Yes, but at the same time, I don't think that Chris is innocent either. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. There's people, those microaggressions, where they're very dismissive on anything that you have to say, rolling their eyes, different things like that. That triggers a lot of people. It really does. Yes, she took it to another level, like I said, because of her trauma, but we're not going to pretend that Chris doesn't have that caveman mentality. He does. You know what I'm saying? But again, we can agree to disagree, but I could definitely see him while he tried to make it seem like he was trying to talk to her. The moment she opened up her mouth, I could see him rolling his eyes, putting his head up like he did the last time, like, Greg, get your girl, get your girl. Very dismissive, very dismissive. So yeah, she took it to another level for sure, where I was like, damn, like, isn't that deep? But at the same time, I don't think Chris is innocent in the situation either. Like, I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was definitely that dude who needed to, he needs to calm down when it comes to women, in my opinion. Let me see. I think he was talking a good game. Let me see. I like Diamond, but Aaron was wrong as he'll for disrespecting her sister. I think he'll disrespect Diamond too, but that's my opinion. Sis ain't new to this. She true to this. She sure is. She sure is. I can't stand Chris. It's extremely disrespectful to call a man a bitch. Yes, but here's the problem. There's a difference between a man and a male. You want to have that conversation? There's a difference between a man and a male. Okay? Men and true men. Now, there are some crazy women out there like Sienna, who regardless will just disrespect the man and call him just a bitch out of the blue when Brandon didn't do anything. But in my opinion, Chris doesn't give man energy. He gives male energy. He feels like he's a man because of what's in his bank account, but the way that he carries himself and how he treats women, that to me is not man behavior. Even if you don't want to engage in the chat, please. Oh yeah, hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button. Hey, Lansky. Hey. Yeah, what's in your bank account? I was like, oh, that's how you respond to the short peen. I was like, oh, that got under him. And then he called her a slut. He called her a slut. Now, let me ask y'all this. After a couple of bitches being called an eeny weeny teeny weeny teeny little fizzle pop comments, was he right to call her a slut? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments how y'all feel about that. I didn't understand why he brought up because he feels inadequate probably in other areas. No, did he? I'm just saying. Because a lot of people, a lot of males and females, when they are inadequate in certain areas, they'll start talking about other things that make them feel bigger, like their bank accounts. Definitely needed that read. Let me see. Hold on. The thing is, she was way too invested in something that has nothing to do with her. She needs to focus on Greg. Are you talking about this episode? Because this episode, they were just sitting down to talk. And in the last episode, he's the one who started questioning them around the table. So I understand how she reacted was on 1,000. But in this situation, they were supposed to sit down and resolve it. And in the last episode, he went around the table and asked them questions. Have you heard me talk about Jody? And apparently when he went to Millie, he sat up there and dismissed her like he didn't want to hear what she had to say. Chris, I was crying when her sister said, I fight. Yeah, sure did. Sure. And I said she was about to be down goes Frazier. I think she got it in her. I really do. So yes and no, Shamika, you saying yes and no, that you feel like it was wrong or not wrong? Yeah, I'm sure, like at the end, my Libra scales I'm all about that balance. I see wrong on both ends though. I do. Now, did she take it to another level because she wanted to get a reaction out of him? Yeah, she sure the hell did, because she went there. She went there. But we've seen Chris already. We've seen him multiple times be dismissive when it comes to what women have to say. We have. So I don't put it past him to be like, you're a woman, I don't care what you have to say. Like, you know what I mean? And that, even with a woman with no trauma, can set off a woman who has her own mind and her opinion on the situation. But we're talking about Millie, who also has her trauma as well. But, I guess it depends, to each his own. I'm sure you guys will let me know in the chat, in the comment section, about that. But you could definitely tell Millie was triggered. She was triggered. She was triggered, and she took it out on all the men that have violated her and disrespected her. You can tell all of that energy went towards Chris. It really did. It went towards him, which even furthermore says that, she got some things to work on. Hell, when you really think about it, all of them got things to work on. That's why they on this damn show. But she definitely, to me, took all of that anger from her past, and she was ready to go. She was ready to go. So with that, I'm going one by one in the order of the episode, Lansky. So I'm going one by one. So what's interesting though is that, and hit the like button on the way in. What's interesting though is that Sandia out of the blue wants to have a voice. And she pretty much decides to approach Millie, and is like, he walks away because he doesn't like to disrespect women. Sandia, he's been disrespecting you since y'all been in that house. Stop it. And then she pretty much says, I just don't like the name calling, and I just don't like the disrespect. And she was looking at Millie like she was ready to get down. Sandia, you need to put that energy towards your man, because what's interesting is the last episode, when she called him a bitch but was protecting you, saying that he cares more for Jody more than you and focuses on Jody more than you didn't even say anything. You just sat there like you had nothing to say. Now that you want good terms with the man, now you want to look at Millie like you ready to pop off? Okay, am I supposed to take you seriously with that? I don't think I can. I can't, because literally when she was protecting you, she looked like she was about to cry, while she was just hoping that Chris would listen to what Millie said, because she can't say it for herself. Hey, Miss Charlie, how are you? Chris, she's been getting pressed since day one. You talking about Sandia? Uh-huh. Yes, I couldn't stop laughing, Lansky. So I was just like, that's interesting that now you have a voice, but you can't have that same voice when it comes to Chris, which is why I think Chris chose her. Millie did have a point. He likes women who are super submissive and are not going to have their own mind on anything, because the moment that Sandia had her own mind and was saying how she felt, as respectful and as quiet as she was, he still dismissed her and didn't want to hear what she had to say. Still, she needs to bring out her inner Haitian. I thought she did when it came to Millie. She just didn't do it when it came to Chris. She was literally acting like she was about to defend her man all of a sudden, the way she was staring at her like, wait, the name calling it, that's disrespectful. To me, the name calling, how you carry yourself when someone's talking to you, like, I don't think people understand, nor do they care about the body language and how people kind of approach situations. And it's the same type of disrespect. Like, I could see Chris, like, I can't stand people in general, whether it's a man or a woman. When you're talking to someone and they either keep interrupting you as if they don't care what you have to say, or they rolling their eyes, slouching, acting like, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. It is a form of disrespect. It is. Lancey, you know good and well, Cindy, it has it in her. Gave her a craze. She did. She really did. She did give her that stare, but she won't give Chris that stare. And Chris has definitely disrespected her more in the house than Millie. Millie just sat up there and implied, because to me, her saying keep dealing with weak bitches, that was shade to Sandia. She damn sure took it too far. She threw shade at her. But before that, Millie seemed to be very supportive of Sandia, even though she should have minded her own business, but very supportive of how he seems to not really focus on her. So yeah, that's quite interesting. Quite interesting. So, but moving on. Yeah, child, look at this. Look at this. While he wearing his girlfriend / I don't know, she ain't even a girlfriend right now. While he is wearing that jacket, shacket, I suppose, a shirt slash jacket, but it doesn't look too tight. That tells me right there he's a really small guy. He has to be. He has to be a really small guy. But yeah, show me your bank account. But now I'm quite interested to see what is in your bank account. What's in your bank account? And where do you live, sir? So moving on. Door knocker's errand father comes and he looks damn near the same age as his son. Okay. Now, Aaron talks to his father about Jody being a freaky tales therapist and it's intimidating to him. And the father is like, for you, the Mac man? Hey, Shayla. He's like, for you, the Mac man? And I was like, Mac and who? Mac and who? Aaron door knockers macking. Let me tell y'all something. I saw the craziest comment when I think it was last night. Somebody said that is not Aaron's father. That's Aaron's daddy. Oh my gosh, I hollered, y'all. I hollered. They was like, that ain't his father. That's his daddy. I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. So at that point, the father gives him some good advice, and Jody's best friend comes and they truly give me straight up homegirl, Southside Chicago, Chi-Town vibes. Like my friends from the South Side, they act just like that when we like get together, like just loud, boisterous, having a good time, that big energy or whatever. And her friend was rocking that platinum blonde hair. Like I liked her whole, platinum blonde look that she had. So Aaron introduces his father to the group. Okay. And guess who decides to put his nosy spirit fingers ass in the mix yet again? And not to mention, he also put himself in the mix when it came to Chris and Millie getting into it. Chris and Sandia was talking in the room by themselves. His little ass come up in the room talking about she's really comfortable. She's really comfortable with that word. And, you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful with that word. Shut the hell up. Shut up. Like, as much as you just done sat up there and disrespected freaking Diamond's sister and called her every types of bitches, you got the nerve to say something. Shut up. Especially if you want to sit up there and call a woman a bitch, she got every right to turn around and call you a bitch too. Like, get up out of here. Like, the hypocrisy and everybody being in each other's business is what's really irking me with this freaking show right now. So I already talked about that, Shayla. I was like, absolutely not. I can't take a man serious when he got, first of all, painted fingernails in general, but then an accent nail, neon green. Is that your favorite color? I don't know. So back to his ass. Talking to Aaron's father. Immediately, he don't ask him anything else. He don't say anything else. He's like, Aaron is like a son to me. Let me ask y'all something. Do y'all think possibly that Aaron, Spirit Fingers, Mood Polish Aaron wants door knockers Aaron? Just a possibility. Just I'm curious, because the way that he continues to go on and on and on about Jody not wanting him, even if it's true, do you want that to happen because you want him, Aaron? Help me understand. So he sits up there and he's like, man to man, you know what I'm saying? Man to man. You gonna see what I'm seeing, and I just don't see the chemistry. She supposed to be a freaky tales therapist, whatever case may be. They have no connection. And Aaron's father is like, why the hell does that even matter? Why does that even matter? Like, and for pretty much that was his way of saying, why the hell are you in their business? Why are you in their business? And then what's so crazy is He's talking like this in front of Aaron, door knocker Aaron. He's talking like this in front of him. Then when Jody comes into the room, he continues the conversation with the father. If that ain't a messy mofo, I don't know what is. He's messy as hell. I was like, oh no. Like you really trying to get something started. And this is why I say there's a difference between a man and a male. Because if that ain't bitch behavior, I don't know what is. Because see, there are certain males out here that act like bitches. Can we go there right now? Now, I'm all about respecting a man who's a protector, a provider, and is about his business. Any woman in her right mind would not disrespect a true, real man. But there are some out there who are beta males, who are truly not men, who got bitch tendencies. And right now, if mood polished spirit fingers ain't showing it, I don't know what is. He wants to get something started. But luckily, Aaron's father was like, I ain't trying to hear this. Like, I'm not trying to hear this. And he kept it moving. But you could tell in his face, he was like, who is this fool? And why is he being so messy? So at that point, they all sit down. Jody, Aaron, door knocker Aaron, because I'm sorry, I still can't with the dangling earring. I'm saying, hey, Belle, I'm trying to get through to the review. Like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm rambling on. But literally, they all sit down. Jody's best friend, Aaron, and Aaron's father. And she's like, I guess you done heard some things about me or whatever. And he said, look, never mind about that. Like, how confident are you within this relationship? She couldn't really answer the question. Look, there's no doubt in my mind that there is something going on. Let me see what you guys are saying, because y'all will be up in these comments while I'm rambling, and I literally will like not look at. Sorry, y'all. Okay, Lasky, but Aaron was right about Joe. I mean, yeah, we gonna get into that. We are definitely gonna get into that. Lansky is the accident now. Yeah, we talked about that. Bell Perspective TV. Aaron always thinks he has wisdom to share. Girl, bye. Right. And this is why I say, you wonder why they call you a bitch. I ain't talking about a female. Because there are some that truly got those tendencies. I'm just saying. So Lansky, y'all laughing at me. Aaron painted nails is out of control. Inspector Gadget for real. Yep, Chris, you're right. I think Jody's in La La Land. The world just passing her by. I don't know. Hey, Shayna. How are you, love? Oh, and you guys, hey, Michelle. Oh, y'all coming in. And you guys, because let me say this before I get back to it. There are definitely content creators who have no malice towards each other and truly are about supporting each other. So with that being said, when I do remember and I have a moment, shout out to the Bell Perspective and Shayna MCD. They definitely are content creators. Follow them. They shout me out and sit up there and definitely support me as well. So yeah, I have to do that, especially because they my fellow Black women, my sisters. So yeah. So hey, Michelle, I still need to watch this episode. I'll catch the replay. Give it. Thank you. I appreciate you. Esther was ready to go. Yes, hit that like button. And thank you, Brother Lansky. Lansky gave me a shout out on his live last night. I appreciate the genuine love, y'all. Even when we don't agree, we are still respectful of each other, and it's still love at the end of the day. So moving on to my ratchet review. So with that, okay, at this point, yes, but you know that don't always happen. You know, you got some, Bill, you already know. I ain't even got to say it. You know it ain't always like that, but let me keep it moving. So with that, they sit down and talk, and she's kind of hesitant. She's like, as long as he's not influenced by other people. No, baby, he's influenced by you and how you're treating him. That's what it is. And even the father's like, you're going to have to trust him more. But I do understand, you know what I'm saying? I do understand what they were saying. Society norms definitely are all about if you're not showing affection all the time or you're not doing that immediately, that must mean that you don't like the person. I don't always think that's the case. The problem is there are other things. There are so many other things that we're seeing when it comes to Jody, and I'll explain that. But with that, what I found interesting, what up, Ms.? What I found interesting is that the father starts doing the salsa, like come like literally the whole salsa dance, like they was practicing salsa before they started filming. And she got a big old smile on her face. She got a big smile on her face. She'd had more of a smile with the father, okay, than she's had with Aaron the whole entire time. Y'all found that interesting? I know I did. But let me move on. They are outside, and who I mean by they, I'm talking about Chris Little Ass, Greg, and Mood Polish Spirit Fingers. And he says that he is going to propose. He's going to propose to Diamond before they leave there. And the first thing I thought about was, is it going to be with the same ring you gave that lady on Facebook? Because I could see him being trifling like that. I could see him trying to give that ring to anybody, and whoever take it is willing to take it. I don't put it past him. It'll be the same ring. I don't put it past him for it to be the same ring. We'll see if that actually happens and he proposes. And we're going to see what Diamond is going to actually say. So, moving on. Yeah. It's going to be the same ring. That's my vibe. He gives me those vibes. Same ring, same ring. Millie talks to Greg about her trauma and how she blamed herself when she was violated. And you can tell in this scene, she is still angry. She is still hurt. And she has not gotten the treatment, the care that she needs, the therapy that she needs. And Greg is there listening to her. But at the same time, to me, just in his face tells me, this is just my opinion, that he definitely felt, you know what I'm saying, like he's had some of the same experiences. And I couldn't put my finger on it, but it seemed like the way when she was talking about it, he was feeling sad for her, but it took him back to his own trauma. That's what I got immediately, just in this scene alone. And so I feel her when she was honest and she said, look, I blame myself, and because of that, and I was taken advantage of, like, I just can't take disrespect, like I lash out, and, you know, I feel like I have to be in my masculine energy. And there are women out there who feel like they have to always be in their masculine energy, even if they don't go through that trauma, because unfortunately, they've never felt like they were protected by men. I truly think when you're dealing with a sane woman, okay? She wants to be protected. She wants that masculine energy to come from her man and not have to come from her. If, of course, she's heterosexual, if she's straight, she wants that. But if she doesn't get it, I can see how a lot of women feel like they have to be in their masculine energy because they've always had to do it all, or they always had to fend for themselves. But if that is the case and you're still not over it, baby, you don't need to be in a relationship. You don't. You need to, it's just like Sienna and so many other people right now on this show. It's really giving why you need to stay single and why maybe that's why you never met. This is what it's giving right now. But at that point, he's there for her. He's saying, I'm sorry you went through that. He's trying to be there for her, despite the fact that I feel like it took him down a rabbit hole also. I don't know what happened, but hopefully we do find out if she allows him to talk. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So the guys get together and say that at this point they've been in here in the house. At first they had them set up like dorms pretty much, but now they're ready to, get their freaky tails on or be able to cuddle with their significant other. Okay. And so at that point, they all sit down and they're really talking to door knocker earring Aaron, because of course Jody won't give him any time of day. No play, no nothing. She barely want to look him in the eyes. So they're like, look, man, especially Chris, he was like, I was trying to get my freaky tails on with Sandia and you was up in the room. And I'm trying to tell you to turn around and face the wall or whatever the case may be. Like you messing up my stuff. So they end up moving beds. And so he has his bed now next to Jody. And then, this dude decides to scoot over his bed and pretty much get up under Jody and try to cuddle with her. Okay. How do y'all feel about this? Here's the thing. Even if she hadn't been through any trauma, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that you just decide to kind of scoot up on her while she's asleep and she wakes up to see you there. I don't know, y'all. Ladies, how do y'all feel about that? Because unfortunately, guys that are in the chat, I got to ask the ladies this. Even if she was feeling him or not feeling him, how do you guys feel about waking up and seeing a guy that literally had his bed separated to all of a sudden he's right up under you? How do you guys feel about that? How do you feel about that? Because I have mixed emotions in that situation. So of course, the next day, child, baby, she gave him them big old bug eyes and was like, what the F was that? What the F was that? And she is looking like she's scolding a child. And she's like, look, you know my boundaries. I've respected your boundaries. What are his boundaries? I don't know what his boundaries are. We know all of your boundaries, but I don't know what your boundaries are. And so he's like, yeah, I knew that I had, lost your trust then. And she's like, yeah. And don't allow people to influence you. Don't allow people to influence you. And while he was getting influenced by the guys, he's trying to either step it up for the show, because I still think they clearly may be a couple just for the show. He was trying to step it up for the show, or he's trying to take the initiative to be like, I'm trying to show you I want to be intimate with you. I want to be able to hug you, to kiss you, or whatever the case may be. But at the same time, I don't know how I feel about that, where you turn around and you see that versus when she's up and she kind of can prepare for it. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But with that being said, once that happens, she decides to tell, of course, Chris and Sandia. No, I don't think Sandia was there. It was Chris, Josh, and Shay about her past experiences and why she became a freaky tail therapist in the first place is because she was trying to get comfortable with, her traumas and how, she wasn't comfortable with freaky tails. So she had to do something to make herself comfortable. And so, of course, Chris sounds more concerned and caring for her than he does Sandia. He's like, I wasn't aware of that. I'm so sorry. I wasn't aware of that. And maybe, we did kind of pressure him because we were trying to be with our, our girls or whatever. And so here's my problem with what she said after that. She pretty much implies that, we have to respect each other's boundaries. And then she also says something of the effect of, we're doing things on our terms. Here's my problem though. It's not it's not y'all's terms. It's his terms. It's her terms. Look, y'all, look. I'm getting tongue tied right now. I need some coffee or something. But she's saying it's all about you, Jody. Everything is on your terms. He has no say at all. Everything is about you. You can't be in a relationship or attempting to want to be in a relationship, but you want everything on your terms. If that's the case, stay single. Stay single. Stay out of a relationship. Because it's like, why in the hell are you it's too much. Like, that's why I'm like, go home. Go home. There's no point of you being here. And as much as I would like to sit up there and think that some of the things that she's saying make sense because of her trauma and how she said that she was a man eater, I'm sure that has a lot to do with her trauma as well and how she's trying to do things differently. As much as I would love for that to be true, something just doesn't ring true to me when it comes to Jody in that situation. Like, I just feel like you just need to go home and heal like so many others. Like Millie Mill. So a relationship therapist, came. And Millie talks about her trauma again and how she was taken advantage of and how she gets mad. And I did notice also she tends to mess with her hair and things like that when she talks about those situations. And, at first I was like, okay, are we going to get somewhere? Greg, of course, to me seems like when she talks about that, he goes into his own shell. He does. He already is a quiet guy anyways, but when that topic comes up, he goes into a shell, in my opinion. So at that point, the actual doctor, the medical doctor, says the same thing. Like, I'm noticing, when that happens, you kind of look away like, what's going on? And so Greg is like, I don't know how to respond to her trauma. Like, I don't really know. You could tell he doesn't know what to say. And instead of her understanding and getting that, because mind you, she hasn't even been able to be open and honest about her trauma because it's that painful to her, you would think she would understand that. You would think, like, look at this. He's looking down. You can tell he's uncomfortable. Something has happened to this man, clearly, where he's even uncomfortable even speaking about it so far. But when he says that, here she go, making these facial expressions like this is what I'm talking about. How, I sit up there and I say something and he doesn't know how to respond to my trauma. Girl, a lot of people don't know how to respond to that trauma. What can someone say in that situation? It's a very awkward situation. It's an uncomfortable situation. Like, at the end of the day, the only person who knows how to respond to that trauma immediately is a licensed therapist, psychiatrist, psychologist. Those are the people who know how to handle that. But you expect for Greg to be your fixer. You really do. You expect for him to be your fixer. He's not your fixer. You want him to be perfect and meet all of your needs, but yet you don't want him to be able to be comfortable with you to talk about his own trauma. So your needs need to be met, but his needs can't be met. Because to me, once she made those facial expressions and she got upset, he didn't feel safe to say what he wanted to say, in my opinion. Now, maybe it's just for the dramatic effect and we'll see the next episode. But to me, once she responded that way, Greg shut down. So I feel bad for him. And Millie is just really showing that at this point, she's too selfish to be in this relationship. And she's going to hurt herself. because again, I think they would be a great couple, but like the doctor said, they both have their own traumas. And I think in her way, she was saying, y'all not ready for no relationship. You're not. I think that's what she was pretty much saying. You're not ready for a relationship. Like, it is what it is at this point. So then that's when the episode goes off. They don't mention exactly what Greg's trauma is. I'm really curious to know. Bye, Shayla girl. I'm really curious to know what his trauma is. And if his trauma is anything close to what she went through, I'm curious to see how she's going to respond then. I hope you feel guilty, because I find it interesting that you won't allow him to be able to, be vulnerable with you, but you expect for him to be, vulnerable all the time when it comes to your ass and what you got to say, no matter how you say it. I don't like that. No matter how you say it, they just need to make sure you have a safe space, but you're not giving him a safe space. She was so animated, and that was a complete turnoff. Like, honestly, this is a form of what I'm talking about disrespectful body language. Because to me, that was completely disrespectful when he was getting asked questions from the psychiatrist or whoever she is. Completely disrespectful. It was very disrespectful and dismissive about how he felt about the situation. Let me see what you got. Oh my gosh, y'all been commenting. I am so sorry. I'll be trying to get everything I say out before I get sidetracked. So my bad. Let me see, y'all. Let me say. Let me see. Look at my peoples. Lord have mercy. Why are you talking about smoke? So, oh my gosh. Look, I tell y'all. Yeah, get to it. Call it out, baby. Jody, love it. Yeah, Jody, everything is on her terms. You can't be in a healthy relationship where everything is on your terms. If that's the case, get a puppy, get a cat. Don't be with no human being. Like, that's just what it is. Yes, I could have sworn she would have walked off with Aaron Daddy if she could. Yeah, she was smiling from ear to ear, wasn't she? Jody Sketcher toddler sandals. Oh, she needs this life. Oh, miss. She did have the jellies on, didn't she? The 80s jellies. Oh, my gosh. Yes, the same ring. Millie showed who she was. Yeah, eventually it'll come out. He's using the same ring. Yeah, he sure is. Got to listen in the truck. Let me see. So can someone in here comb Jody's hair, please? Her tracks is lifting a little bit, but it's all good. It's all good. She had just woke up. She just woke up. Is Jody not doing her hair on purpose because of the sad chasing? I can't. I cannot. I had the same feeling about him. He has a secret to tell. Yeah. Yeah, he does have a secret, and he don't even feel safe to share his secret at this point. Everybody baby hair look like meat on pepper skin. Child, meat on pepper skin. Now, why you never met? Yeah, exactly. Now, yeah, when you really think about it, you guys, look at the situation. Every couple now, interesting enough, Josh and Shay haven't had any issues yet. Next episode, baby, it looks like they're about to have some issues. But when you look at every single person in this actual couple, so like Greg and Millie got her trauma, Greg got her trauma. There's always one who's trying to manipulate the other, and always one trying to make it seem like it has to be on their terms and their terms alone. Millie is like that. The Jody Aaron situation, Jody is like that. The Chris and Sandia situation, Chris is like that. So you truly have very narcissistic people who are in these situations that really don't need to be in a relationship. They need to be single. They really do. And they can easily put on the front when you're sitting up there just dating online. You know what I mean? Like, that's totally easy to do versus when you have to deal with each other on a day-to-day basis. Aaron got me in tears in the room. Oh, child, not in the room farting. Aaron was also farting. Don't forget that. The jingling baby. Go ahead, baby. They jiggling baby. Go ahead, baby. Yes, that was the jam back in the day. They are not a real couple. Did he say the booty burps. Not the booty burps. His manhood took a hit in the morning. His manhood to me takes a hit every time he tried to talk to Jody. How about the damn floor? He was wild at that burp comment. Her hair reminds you of Mike Myers, not Mike Myers. I just can't. He was wrong. Nobody puts Jody in the corner, right? He was wrong. If she wanted the best together, they would have been together. Yeah, that's why I said like it's a very like I can see people saying, well, dang, she ain't even hugged him or nothing or whatever, but don't creep up on somebody in the middle of the night and expect for them. But let me ask y'all something. Do you think if Chris did that to her in the middle of the night, would she have responded the same way? I'm curious. Now, to me, a violation is a violation. But did she only do that because she don't like him? If Chris would have did that, because he was wrong either way. But the reality is she seems to be more comfortable talking to Chris than she does talking to Aaron. What does Jody think this show is? Making friends? Lord, I can't leave the house messing with y'all, not trying to face the heat, not a summer person. It's summer where you are right now. It's kind of cool out here. Where you at, Shayla? When I look at him, I hear Wendy Williams. How you doing? No judgment, just saying. Aaron was wrong. Yeah, like, absolutely not. Like, unless we married, don't be creeping up on me like that. Or we definitely have that connection, and we've been together for quite some time. She contradicts herself. You talking about Jody or you talking about Millie? Let's just say the plane ain't never taken off. She's stringing Aaron along. She doesn't have any interest in him. It seems like it. Go home, Roger. Yes. Jody wants Chris ass. Right. I feel so bad for Aaron. Yeah. And I don't know if he's just awkward and young or he truly is batting for both teams or another team. I don't know. I need my, you know what? I need my gay friends to let me know. Because they'll tell you in a heartbeat if they batting for your team or another team. I don't get why Aaron and Jody's still there. Yeah, they need to kick them all. Poor Greg. Millie showed her ass. She did. She did. I don't get it either. They should go home. Jody isn't interested. Right. Run, Greg. Millie showed her true madness this episode. Jody wants exposure. Yeah. She probably trying to start a business on her freaky tail therapy or whatever the case may be. That's why she keep mentioning it all the time. Exactly, Miss. I was rooting for Greg and Millie, but Millie is too much. She needs some individual therapy before she gets to a relationship. Yeah, a couple of them do. I agree, Miss. She's trying to pull that. Hey, asterisk, Lansky. Asterisk. Now asterisk that freaky tails word. Oh, you too, Shayla. Nene, I thought they were going to be good. Yeah, I don't know at this point if any couple's gonna be good. I did too, Miss, but now it's given another Brandon and Sienna situation. It seems like a couple of them are. Yeah, they were just able to hide it a little bit longer. I'm glad the doctor called her out. Yeah, yes. And didn't we? I don't know if you was here, Nene, when I talked about trauma bonding. That was one of my first lives back, like when I first started. That is a real thing, you guys. Trauma bonding. That's why sometimes you can end up in the same toxic relationship with different people, but the same traits because it's trauma bonding. Absolutely. Everyone on the show traumatized trying to date. Exactly. That's why they're on a reality show. That's why they're on a reality show. The trauma that bonds. Exactly. No, she would have said, "Oh, Chris, you so funny." She contradicts herself. And tell me why she contradicts. Like, I agree with you, but what part are you talking about how she contradicts herself? You know why she contradicts herself? Because it's about her. It's about her. It's not about anyone else. It really isn't. And she keeps saying she's a man eater and how she's trying to do things differently or whatever. Even with doing things differently, there's still chemistry. There's still some type of chemistry. And even when he was trying that little tie bonding thing that they did, the last episode or the episode before that, when he was trying to talk to her and give some type of, I'm trying to be assertive, she was like, "Are you asking? Are you telling me? Are you telling me what to do?" Girl, Like, so this is what I'm saying. You do act like a man eater. And doesn't it seem like that is on some freaky tail stuff? It seems like you're like that, period. Like, literally, you want a man, you won't allow a man to be a man. So if that's the case, don't be in a relationship. Just don't. Hell no. One minute she wants to be a man eater, but yet she wants to take things close with Aaron. So she wants to take it slow with Aaron. Exactly. But that's her trying to manipulate situation. To me, it's another way to manipulate because it's really just about her controlling the situation. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if they created this idea to just come on this show to promote her. Because at this point, I wouldn't be shocked if someone probably Googled her or researched her. She probably ain't got, she got a website up. She probably got products. She probably got a candy coated type of freaking, freaky tales line. Who knows? Bet you any amount of money. She done hustled and she trying to use all of this publicity to be able to sell her products and everything else. I wouldn't put it past her. I wouldn't put it past her. So with that being said, you guys, so at this point, with this episode, darling, yeah, I don't know who's gonna make it, y'all. Cause now we see Josh and Shay going at it next week to the point where Josh of all people, damn near snaps at Shay when she questions him about a woman. Okay. So at this point, y'all still team Josh and Shay, or y'all team no one at this point? Hell, I'm team no one at this point. I'm truly trying to see who makes it to the end. They have to do a reunion. I think even though this is the first season, they have to do a reunion. We need to know where they are now. Now, for those who maybe research them on their IG pages and stuff, y'all know I can't do that unless someone sent it to me. I just can't do it. But I want them to have a reunion. I want them to have a reunion so we can get an update on all of them, including the one fake couple that lasted like 2 seconds before they got kicked off the show. I want to see what happens. Everybody got a free trip. That's how I look at it. Yeah, except for Greg and Millie, because they were down the street. This is being filmed in LA. So, but again, why are both of them in LA? I know she's from Jersey. I think she's from Jersey. She's from the East Coast somewhere. I don't know where Greg is from. I wouldn't put it past them that they're both actors. I wouldn't put it past it. I would not put it past that they're both actors. That's just what it is. I'm team no one as well. Josh gives he's broke because it doesn't make sense that they went 12 years without seeing each other. Plane tickets aren't that much. True, but that's the same for Shay. That's the same for her. Now, I can understand when they first started dating, they said 12 years. She's 30. They were 18. So I can see maybe the first couple of years when you're trying to get life figured out. You may be in school, you may not. You ain't got the ends or whatever, but But I can see him because he got 2 kids. I want to know if it's 2 different baby mamas. I'm assuming it is. So he got 2 households to take care of with them kids and himself. Something don't smell right with Greg and Millie. Like they're not a real couple or the trauma situation. Josh and Shay could have saved $2 a day. Yeah. When you really think about it, like I've heard success stories with online dating. I definitely have heard some success stories, but I think a lot of people, I don't want to say a lot of people. Okay, put it like this, you guys. Let's have a conversation before we get off. How many people on here have done online dating? How many people where it has been successful? And do you think a lot of people do online dating because they're a little timid and they don't know how to approach a man or a woman? Let me know, because I can see how people who are online dating, they're afraid to meet up in person. They're afraid of rejection. I could see all of that. That's why I think maybe some of them do online dating in the first place. Why they didn't meet. Yeah, yeah. I mean, get on the mega bus or Greyhound. Ooh, child, not the mega bus or Greyhound. How long is that bus ride from Memphis to where is Shay? Is Shay in Miami? That's a long ass ride. That is a long ass ride. But I guess hey, people will do it for love. People will do it for love. Um, I've online dated. It's usually just flings. Lansky. Okay. Some of them could be flings, but it does make you wonder why people wait that long to finally meet up. It does, especially in this day and age. In this day and age. I got married before online dating. Lucky you. Lucky you, sis. Lucky you. Wait a minute. Didn't you meet your man in college? Didn't you meet your man in college? My fellow Cali brother. Didn't y'all go to college together? That's the perfect situation for real. That should have been one thing I should have been focused on when I was in college versus just living my life like it's gold and trying to find my husband, honey. I met my man online within 2 weeks. We met because I wasn't get caught up on the phone connection. I need to know if it was real. Okay, there it is. There it is. But you, like you said, you ain't got time to play no games. I ain't got time to play no games. 14, 15, I'll be damned if I do that. No, when I got out of college, I met him. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm curious, miss. Where did you meet your man at? Because he's from Cali. You met him in Detroit? If am I getting in your business, girl? Let me know if I'm getting in your business too much. Because I'm like, where did you meet your Cali man at? So yeah, you guys, that's the end of this episode. Like I said, this is the end of the episode. It's getting quite interesting though. Oh, he moved to Detroit. He is from Cali and moved to the D in that cold weather. God bless him. God bless him. Yeah, God bless him. 14 is better than waiting 12 years. Yeah, I would say so. At our adult ages, it seems like a long time, but child, I don't know. I don't know. But then again, people do it all the time. People do it all the time. You got people who send money to people in jail and they afraid to go see them in jail. Like Miss Thing, Shantae that we about to talk about later on today. We done seen a couple of things like that on Love at the Lockup. So a lot of people, maybe they're insecure. Maybe they feel like they don't look good enough or whatever case may be. But in this day and age, Shay and Josh, and a lot of them have been seeing each other on FaceTime anyway. So it's like at a certain point, it's like, just go see them. So yeah, 12 years is unacceptable. You dating 12 years online, you dating the damn AI. Oh, y'all crazy. You got a point though. I hope I'm still up for the next live. Oh, I hope you are too, because we got to get into some things. Both of these episodes is quite interesting, and I'm glad I'm giving myself like a 3-hour break because baby, I need to get some tea. All this talking, child, I'll be almost sometimes losing my voice. Lansky is definitely a fool. He is definitely a fool. He's like, that's a damn AI, ain't no real person. So with that being said, you guys, for those who are not in the chat talking, if you would like to say hello, by all means, say hello before we get off. We're all friendly over here. Welcome to the Chris Nicole channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. We're done. We are definitely done. I am curious to see what happens with Josh and Shay next week, child. Because we thought for sure that was the couple that was going to keep giving because they known each other for 12 years. So with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.